be locked in.
Yeah, definitely.
Are we good? All right. Yes,
Being locked
sir.
in. I mean, jumping it off. Keith Hunter, you know
You
about
will.
being locked in?
Yes,
Talk.
somewhat.
You was talking about some of your future gig that you got as a keynote speaker, and what was the main thing you were going to be speaking about on
Right.
that?
I have a couple of topics, but my first main topic is going to be accountability through shared adversity.
Accountability through shared adversity.
Right. That means you can no longer point fingers.
Right. You was talking about a prime example. We were talking about in a football situation. Break that down. You was talking about the freshman out there with the OG.
Explain a little more to me. What
You was
you
telling me about a situation with like explaining the
Oh,
adversity
the
and all of
adversity,
that.
yes.
Yeah.
So, for instance, if you on a football team, college football team, and um, the offense over there is have a high California type offense, and they
High
like
power.
throwing the ball,
Right.
right? And we got one of the cornerbacks got hurt, and so now the freshman is going to replace him. Freshman, sophomore, somebody new.
Somebody knew.
Right. So now that team feel like they got it easy, so now they're going to pick on that freshman.
Right.
And so where accountability through shared adversity come in is just if everybody just do their job, then you think that that's enough. But not when there's a freshman in the ball game,
Right.
and now they're going to pick on the freshman by throwing the ball to different receivers at him.
Right.
So now, if I'm a linebacker, I'm going to do my job and help him out, and everybody else will do the same. So that's accountability through shared adversity, so they just won't pick on that freshman
Right.
because more help is
You're
coming.
gonna try to eat them up
Right.
because no matter what, if you did or if you didn't help them, you're gonna take a L together. Why not try to get the W? Right? Why
That's
not try
correct.
to tie it in? Because the opposite end of that is throwing somebody under the bus. Right?
That's correct.
You know what I mean?
Right. We're not here to lose, we're here to win. And so to do that, everybody got to do their job plus.
Plus.
Yes.
Yeah, so you got to be outside of yourself while intact with the game, which
Right.
meaning another thing you was talking about locking in and having that zone where you
Right.
can go.
Yeah. Everybody don't have that skill. That's a skill that has to be learned and taught
Right.
or born with.
Right.
Where you can lock in
Right.
on just what you need to lock in on.
Right.
It's very hard to be able to do that, but my understanding is you can get training to be able to do that through a professional who does that to teach you how to lock in on certain things. So,
You said no matter what team, no matter what sport, if you can get this team, this group of individuals in front of somebody who can teach them how to lock in, you definitely gonna have some results. Correct.
you're going to have some success. There's no question about
no
that.
doubt about it.
If I took my team and just taught them how to lock in
Right.
when it's their time,
Right.
then it'd be very hard to beat me.
All right, a great example, we were talking about Deion Sanders is somebody who definitely knows how to lock in, probably in any situation. It ain't just sports with him. He knows he can lock in, and you've talked about creating that culture of like winning championship mind state type thing.
Right.
Like, how would you explain like? Just talk about like what Deion's doing, the effect of having
Oh, the
that
effect
culture.
that Dion has that nobody's talking about, and I wish I could talk about it on a sport channel.
Yeah, you will.
Is how to build a championship culture.
There it
So
is.
building a championship culture is one of the hardest things in the world to do. So building a championship culture is not just with your team.
Right.
It's with the faculty, it's with the student body, it's with everybody that touches your team.
Right.
That you have an effect on them and they believe in my system.
Right.
And that has happened automatically almost for Dion because he hasn't been there that long.
Right.
But that championship culture feeling
Right.
is there. And then now everybody's going to jump on board. I mean,
It's infectious, right?
well, man, what happens, like I told you, with this championship culture and what Dion has done in a short amount of time,
Right.
he's done two things, right, across the country. Other coaches got to worry about their job, not that Dion is coming to get it, but because of how fast he's doing stuff, right? Who wasn't really in college football.
Yeah.
And then now comes in college football and wins and dominates immediately. That expectation is going to happen for everybody.
Right.
Okay. And then the other one was, what was the other one? The other one was, the dollar amount for the tickets for Colorado went through the roof. They was $400 a ticket, and they paid it and sold out the stadium. So
like
one
that.
man comes in town
Change the whole game up.
and changed the whole game. So now if he can do that, and you look at some of the big time coaches that's supposed to be in college football, and you look at their dollar amount they getting for tickets, and they not selling out.
Right. Come
So
on,
those two things are now going to be the two things that make people move.
Right, and those are the two things that they ain't talking about, right? Those are a couple of the things that
Not talking about
Not
them yet,
talking
but they
about 'em
coming.
yet,
It's
yeah.
coming.
because it's not like you said, like he's trying to take somebody's job. It's just he's just created something new, a new lane, a new look, the way things could be for the future of college football, right?
That is correct. And so that's the tough part. So, and if you watch how he's handling his players, and then other people will learn from that. But he went out and got the best
you can
coaches
see
that
it,
he
though.
can get.
I mean, that championship culture
Yeah.
you talking about, it affects the community, man.
Yeah, man.
But they
But
with
this,
it. They
this is
rocking
the
with
other thing that a lot of people don't know that happened at Colorado. They guaranteed Dion a certain amount of money
Right.
that they didn't have.
They had to raise it, right? Donate or
They gonna
whatever
try
they
to-
had.
No,
they doing
he is going to raise it
to get that.
to get the money.
That's
that
what it
they,
is.
Oh, dude.
Because we was conversating about
Right,
that this
well-
past Saturday watching the game.
Yeah, because with his presence,
Right.
he's bringing the dollars.
Correct.
So his presence is bringing him the money that the university has promised him that they don't have.
Right. So he's gonna do it. Do you think he went into that knowing that though?
Well, yeah,
He-
but
he
they
knew what it
can
was.
do that because they know who they have,
Right.
and they know what's coming,
Right.
right. So
And everybody else does.
right,
They're
just
looking
like
they buying in.
just like the HBCU school that Dion came from,
Right.
Colorado donated money to Jackson State
There it is.
that they didn't have.
That's cool, man.
You see what I'm saying?
yeah,
So
yeah.
that flow brings everything that you need,
Right.
right?
Right. And that's
Yeah.
for people who rock with Dion or don't. Right now, he's the hot commodity, so they're rocking with it. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
It's just
So-
like the company that I work for, the
Right.
Lynn Creek Driving Range.
Right.
I go in there. There's really not making any money.
Right.
I give them a game plan
Right.
on if you fix all of these things, they will come.
Yeah.
Right. So we did certain things immediately.
Right.
And now the company just decided to do everything that I put on paper to bring the money. See, now the money will come. So
Right.
let's say if they put 50,000 in,
Right.
look at the money we're going to get out of
We're
that.
gonna
Once
generate from it,
they
yeah.
do all the things, fix up all the stuff that we want,
Right.
and the public can see what we're doing in the change, right? And they want to be a part of that.
Right. And
Right,
they
and
see
with
it.
the lessons,
Especially
and
when
the
they start seeing
camps,
it.
and
You know?
that's
Yeah,
correct.
Yeah.
And then we can have fun.
So with you, I know you got a heart for the youth. you spoke about that in a business sense. It's almost like you looked at the holes, you saw certain things that weren't there. Is, when you approach your youngsters and you see the potential, is that how you pretty much look at them? As far as, man, we could help develop them here. This is what you got to work on, young man. This is what we got to do.
Right. One of the first things you have to do to see where their mindset is, right? Then see if this is what they want to do.
Right.
And then if this is what they want to do, then you can almost guarantee them that that will happen.
Right.
If you follow certain steps.
Yeah.
Right. So I have a couple of young ladies that are 13 years old.
Right.
Never played golf in their life. Come take lessons with me, and now they hitting that golf ball like it ain't nothing. You'll be like, wow.
Right.
I mean, they hitting it farther than some men.
Right.
Yeah.
And you said you don't change the swing. People so concerned about their swing. What'd you say you do?
That's right. My slogan is, we don't change your swing, we reverse your thinking.
Yeah. Change the whole way of thinking.
Right. So that just means that it doesn't matter if you come with a outside in swing or inside out swing, I'll still get you to hit that ball straight.
Right. You're going to get it right either way, right?
Either way.
With the whole teaching thing, we were talking about like how some coaches can approach like trying to teach everybody the same. What were those 3 things you talked about when it comes to teaching and learning curves and all of that?
I don't know how people coach if they don't understand auditorio, visual, and kinesthetic. You have to know those things because that's going to teach me your learning curve. I can't teach everybody the same.
Right.
So, like in football, I gave an example that every football player is not a natural athlete like a Deion, who can roll out of bed, don't warm up, go on the field, and perform the same way that he normally performs.
Every time.
So you got that guy, then you got a guy that needs a pep talk.
Right.
And then you got another guy that need a pep talk and a pat on the back. And then you got another guy that you got to let him know that if you ever fall below this level, you are as average can be.
All right, coach, I got it. I'm out there.
Right.
Whatever
so once you understand you and what you need, then now you can perform almost like the natural athlete.
So you're pretty much saying, I don't even have a clue how you can coach if you don't have those 3 things, if you don't know those 3 things.
You got to know those 3 things because everybody don't learn the same.
Right. We was talking about raising kids. That's what I was telling you, man. When it comes to learning, I told you one of my sons, I say, if you do this, you'll get this. He understands. The other one, I got to give him a little bit of this in order for him to eat dinner. Here's a little dessert. Eat dinner, and you can eat the rest, man.
Right.
So it's just
different
ways of thinking. The learning curves. You can't teach this person this way, but there's a lot of coaches who do that.
Yep.
And will totally, rip a kid's heart out, man. If you ain't got the fortitude to get through, like we was talking about.
Yeah. To try to help. This was a while ago. A friend of mine was coaching football, and he had the number 1 running back in the country. And everybody knew he was the number 1 runner. But he was not performing at the level that he should be performing at, right? And actually, I gave him the example, and because he was having issues with his wife, actually, and I gave him the football example. So if you have this running back and he's not performing at the level he's supposed to, what are you going to do? Kick his butt?
Yeah.
What are you going to do? Throw him off the team?
Yeah.
When everybody knows he's the number 1 running back in the country.
Without a doubt, when they know.
So how do you get him or your wife back to where they need to be and perform at the level that you know they can perform at, other than you complaining about them?
Yeah. Because they ain't going to do nothing, right?
It ain't going to do nothing. So you got to find a way to get that running back to where everybody know he should be.
And no matter what, those 3 things are going to have, one of those 3 things are going to have to apply, right?
Or all of them.
And say them one more time so we get it. Say the three things so we get it one more time.
A visual, visual, audio, and kinesthetic.
Got you.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So you got to have those things to know to get people to move, right? There's a skill into getting people to move. That's why marketing is so tough at times, right? So, I'm not marketing just to put something out there, to put my name out there, right? I want to do something that's going to make you move, and I'll give you an example. The example is in marketing, it takes people 7 times to see your name before they walk into your store.
7 times.
7 times. That's the statistics of that.
That means perfection.
So I could see it on the side of a bus.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
And I could see a flyer.
And then on a commercial.
Or on a commercial.
Right.
It's not until the 7th time that it clicks that I said, oh yeah, I said I was going to stop in there. And now I walk in.
Now you got a client.
Right.
Right. That's
Possibly
if I
handle that client the right way.
Right.
So that's the statistic. When I had my clothing line,
right,
I went and spoke at a college on marketing.
Right.
And everything I had on belonged to me. So I told the audience, I am the billboard.
Right.
You feel me?
You were the physical billboard in the flesh.
Right.
Yeah.
So everything I do, touch, and you're gonna see my name, my company, my logo. Right. So I was helping them understand the big picture of when you're in marketing or when you have your own business, how to, keep that in front of people. And so it doesn't matter if it's business or sports. It goes hands in hand, right? That's why that speech I'm talking about of getting the business people to understand why elite teams stay elite.
Right. And why not follow that blueprint, right? Follow that blueprint.
Absolutely.
Why wouldn't you?
Absolutely.
Right?
Yes. So, I mean, that's where it's at, man. You got to figure that out, right? But, everybody can't see that. I told you I'm a big picture guy.
Yeah.
Right. So, you got to be able to, it's like a mirror, right? So if I'm a big picture guy, I can tell you what the ending of my speech is and you would get it, right? But you wouldn't get the aha moment, right? Unless I break it all the way down for you. And then at the end you go, wow.
Yeah. And it's all about those little things, man. I always say the puzzle pieces make the big picture, right?
Yeah.
Some people just cool with the puzzle pieces, man. But
yeah.
If you put them puzzle pieces together, you get that big picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's good
man.
stuff, man.
Just, you just try to have fun with it all, man.
Yeah.
It's like being on the driving range, and being creative and getting people to, this guy, it clicked for him yesterday that I teach. And I teach a one-piece swing where you just rotate your body and not worry about hitting the ball.
Right.
And it took him a while to get that.
To just loosen them up or just like to get away from the whole technical thing?
Just to get him to move that ball.
Right.
By hitting down on and turning your whole body to rotate your whole body to get the ball.
Right.
To get the club to do what it's designed to do.
Right.
Instead of you trying to make it happen.
Right.
And yesterday it clicked for him.
He was geeked. He was excited, man.
Right. Because now it's like, oh, I didn't know it was this easy.
Yeah.
And he was hitting it further and higher and, all those type of things.
Right.
And that's the moment for me also.
Yeah, the aha moment.
Yeah, when I see that.
To witness it.
They finally get what I've been getting them, their body to move to do. And it's really because of what they've been doing all the other time wrong. So you got to get rid of the wrong things, unfortunately, to get them to do the right thing. So, and there's many ways to do that with training tools, with showing them they see me do it automatically. And this, I try to get them to make it be a thought. Make them be a feeling.
Right.
But everybody want to make it a thought. Like, I go lift my club like this, I can hit down and then rotate my body, you know.
And if the game of golf is 80% mental, that's just you just put a block in your way, man. You putting some blocks in your way. You want it to be free, right?
So,
you want them to be free.
Yeah. So, and then this is the thing that people really don't understand about golf. Golf is math, science, physics, and Mother Nature. So,
all those variables that come with it, man. It's crazy, man. That's why I was saying, man, from playing a game like football, man, and then trying to play golf, it's a whole nother monster, man. Yeah. Whole nother monster. Like,
well, but if you think about this, when it comes to football, the same thing in golf. If they're in golf, a lot of people don't notice. The guy's been playing for a long time. I just told a couple of guys this. If the wind is blowing left to right, a 15-mile-an-hour wind,
right,
you're supposed to know that. So
right.
if the flag is moving, I know what mile-an-hour wind that flag is. So let's say it's 15.
Right.
Well, now, whatever club I'm hitting, let's say I'm hitting a 7-iron, 170. Well, now the left to right wind is going to knock my ball down 15 yards. So I can no longer use the 7-iron.
There goes the math, right? You got to throw that in there.
That's correct.
Yeah.
The math and Mother Nature.
Right.
So now I got to get a different club, a longer club, to hit it the same distance.
Yeah.
Right. So in football, people don't know this when it comes to quarterback. If the wide receiver is running down and running a cross post, right? A post or a dig across the middle, and it's a 15-mile-an-hour wind, now the quarterback has to throw the ball earlier.
Yeah, you got to cut back, man. Otherwise,
you got to throw it earlier because, before he could just throw it and get it done, but now they don't understand that the wind controls the ball and moves it.
Yeah.
So his target that he would normally throw it at, he can no longer throw it there.
Right.
He had to throw it on a longer path.
He's gonna have to.
Huh?
He's gonna have to.
Right. But a lot of people don't know that when it comes to wind and Mother Nature and football.
And at first, when you first were gonna bring it up, I went like this. I was thinking about the kickers. You know what I'm saying? But
what
the
happens
QB,
is the cookie. You see when he kicks the ball,
but you ain't
and
kicking
the
the
wind
whole
moves
game in
it.
football. You know, so you gotta be on it as a QB, right?
But it happens with the wide receivers and the quarterback as well.
Right.
A lot of people don't think that. So if I'm a quarterback coach, I'm a coach that.
You got to, right? That's one of the those are the little things you were talking about. How important it is to include the little things.
That's right. Or if it's wet, if it's raining. Now the football is heavier.
Right.
I have to throw it at a different position now, right? Because it's heavier.
Right.
It's going to move slower. I got to throw it earlier.
Right.
So it's the same thing. So those things that affect you. So if you don't know that, then if you come up short in golf and you go, I hit a 7-iron. So, but it's a left to right wind.
So you think it's important to always just include them little things, huh?
Well, you have to. There, right? There's no way you can complete a real game. That's the difference between a Tiger Woods.
Right.
All right. So it's funny. This is funny. So everybody, when they look at the field, when they're ready to hit their ball, golf ball, pros, they do a number of things. One, they'll find a cloud in the air and then hit their ball through that cloud, locked in.
Locked in.
Or they'll create a circle in the sky of their own and hit their ball through the circle. Or
still locked in.
Or they'll find a tree off the golf course, the highest tree and the last leaf at the top, and hit their ball to that last leaf.
That's crazy, man.
But what Tiger Woods do is he creates a tic-tac-toe, and he hits his ball through windows. So if he want to hit a high cut shot, he hits it through the third window at the top.
Right, right. That's
Right?
crazy, man.
Right. So whatever shot that he's hitting, and other players talk about that now,
Right.
they've never seen anybody hit each shot exactly the way they want it through the window.
And that's what he's doing. That's what he's
Crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, man.
So-
He's had so many changes over the years and all of that good stuff, man. But the tic-tac-toe was always there, huh?
Yeah, well, I mean, you know,
That dude was crazy, man.
yeah, it's
On speaking of big differences, you spoke on. I always tell people, man, respect your thoughts, take notes, write things down. You were telling me earlier. What you tell people about the big difference between me and you is, can you explain?
okay.
You know?
So for the men ministry for my brother's church, he wanted me to come in as a guest speaker, and the biggest thing that I told them was the difference is between the only difference between me and them
Right.
is that if somebody was standing in front of you right now and had an idea, right, then they would have to say, okay, I'll get back to you. I gotta go find it. I gotta go write it up, and then I'll send it to you.
Right.
And then I show them my iPad, and I show them all my documents that it's already done. So now if somebody was want to talk to me about a television, then I already have it.
Yeah.
If they want to talk to me about golf, I already have it. They want to talk to me about football and defense,
There it is.
I already have it. Right? So now I could deal with them right now instead of them leaving and forgetting about me. Oh, remember me? Remember we was talking about football? You know?
I mean, just like this happened, right?
Right.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
right. So you come in, you prepared.
Right.
Right? So it doesn't matter, you know, I don't go, wait a minute, well, let me get ready. Well, what? You know,
Yeah.
I'm already ready.
You ready.
Right. You know, because I have those things already, those documents,
Right.
right, that I can speak of. Yeah.
That's important, man. Respecting your
Yeah.
thoughts, putting them down.
Yeah, just like we was talking about formation recognition and strategy situation, right? That doesn't only happen in sports.
Right.
It happens in life, right? Formation recognizing something, right? For instance, we said, okay, if I'm talking to my team and you get a bad grade, right? And you let that affect you. And now you come to the team and now you talking about that bad grade and you letting it
Right.
affect you and now it start affecting everybody else. And now it's chaos.
Right.
Right. So we have to teach those players how to deal with that bad grade. How to, you know, it's like the speech I gave with my TED Talk, right? How to
Right.
win the day, right? So you win the day before you put your foot on the floor
Right.
when you get out of bed,
Right.
right? You tell yourself that you're not going to let anything bother you, right? And that you're going to be able to move on. So those things that are bad and would normally affect other people
Right.
is not going to affect my team because we've dealt with that, right?
And have an
we deal with
understanding,
it.
and we know that
That's right.
each player has to deal with these things in order for us
Right.
to come together to ultimately win the game.
Right. Right. And if your players know that, then it's their responsibility to help you come up out of that, to focus on where we at now and then keep moving.
Right.
Right. So that's that formation recognition and strategy situation, right? You got to put something to it, connect it to it, right? To keep, so you can keep moving.
Right.
Yeah.
Keep it moving always.
Right.
It's the Keith Hunter, man.
Well, thank you.
My man.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yes, sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
That was cool, man.